You're a person who is over the age of 45 and you're trying to understand what the mindset of young people in America is today. I want you to watch this video because I want you to hear it directly from a person who is in the age range you're trying to understand and also has people in his life who are younger than him, you know. I would say that if I had to put a fine point on it, I think that the default position for most young people in America is distracted hopelessness. And the distraction is because of the hopelessness, but now it is one and the same. And it's because even the people in our age range, let's say from 15 to 30, even the people who didn't pay much attention in high school or aren't paying much attention in high school, they don't need to be super educated to see the reality that is in front of them and that awaits them. Now, the people who I would say are like the least educated, formally anyway, the big thing that they are aware of is the reality today, which is that the economy is stacked against them in every possible direction, right? Jobs in white collar work are extremely exploitative and are completely meaningless in terms of what they actually do. They create a sense of like, soulless malaise. And also they are the target right now of big tech companies that are making things like generative AI because they want to collapse the value of that labor. So white collar work is by itself already a very unattractive prospect, but at least the bargain used to be if you got educated in higher education and went into white collar work, you had stability. Well, they can see that's clearly not true, right? They have people in their life, or maybe they are one themselves, who maybe went to college or know people who went to college who got white collar work, and the jobs barely pay enough for you to rent an apartment.
Yeah, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I have an older cousin who did computer science, and he can't find a job right now, like at all, and it's like a crazy struggle. And it's just, that just gives me a bad perception of the future and stuff. You know what I mean?
And on top of that, the cost of actually acquiring the credentials, the degree necessary to have that very meager existence, are increasingly not delivering the ROI that they used to, while giving you a form of debt you cannot even discharge into bankruptcy. Blue collar work is, of course, completely gutted in some areas of the country. And then in regards to the trades, if you know people in your life who work in, the trades, they'll tell you that, it's absolutely shit pay for a long time. And you're really like trying to shoot for the lottery still because you're trying to bet that you will get to a point where you're like a foreman or you own your own business. But in the meantime, like you're just breaking your body down, not even counting the horrible work environments that a lot of blue collar workers have to work in terms of, just like bullying from bosses, just absolutely shit dynamics between people. And so that's what, like, I would say the most, like even the most like uneducated people in society, they know all that is true. Okay. Now, if you reach for the people who were like really ambitious and really, really want to learn a lot about the world and where the world is going, there's a whole grade of like what they think, right? Because there's people who are basically aware of the economic incentives of capital such that they know that like every single billionaire alive right now wants to see to it that they can take every last dime from your wallet if they can. And that,
Yeah, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Like, the goal of the rich is just to keep the gap between them and like common people as big as possible, and just keep the poor people poor, and keep even like other people who aren't poor, maybe like middle class, keep them poor as well. You know what I mean? It's just all to keep the gap between them and everyone else as big as possible. You know what I'm saying?
of course, is terrifying because they can see as they try to analyze, oh, well, what are my political options? That the political options are either get fucked fast or get fucked slow. So they're not down with it. Okay. And then there's like a further grade of people who like get really into the weeds of like, well, why are the systems that way? Like, what are the systems all heading to? And what they see is climate collapse, right? Like everybody on this
I don't know
whole
what that
grade I've
means.
described of education can feel the weather has gotten different since they were kids. They can see that there are less bugs outside. They can see that
Oh, you're
plants
talking
are,
about
are,
global
are
warming, I
blooming
think.
and then dying at weird times of the year. They can see all of that. But all the way up to the most educated sector of society, there's people who are like, yeah, we're shooting for like at the best case scenario now, we're shooting for like 1.8 degrees Celsius of warming. And they know that like that's still catastrophic. And in reality, like we're actually heading towards something closer to 3 degrees Celsius warming, which is a hothouse Earth, which is not hospitable for more than like a billion people. And even then, it's still hell on earth. So, yeah, they like, in terms of why is it that like the young generation feels so disconnected from the old generation? It's because the old generation got to enjoy a world that they at least could reasonably expect, with some good luck, that you could actually have a good, dignified adulthood. And if you're below the age of 30 right now, you know that that's just not true for you, for the majority of the people anyway. Like, yeah, you might get lucky. You know, maybe you'll hit a fucking parlay. Maybe you'll like bet on the right call or put options. You know, when the AI bubble explodes or something. But like most likely, you're gonna struggle while people tell you that it's your fault. So yeah, of course they're gonna be like, yeah, fuck you, old people. You did this to me. You know. So I don't know. Lay off young people, man. Especially young people who are in high school right now. I cannot fucking imagine being in high school right now. I absolutely cannot. Because the high schoolers I know in my life, they are so aware of what's going on. And man, talking to them, it's like talking to somebody who's my age. Because like they just have they have constant information. They know how fucked it all is. I mean, what are you expecting them to do? Be like, yeah, I can't wait to grow up into this. Like,
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's a horrible experience right now in high school. And then also some points that you missed, I feel like, are that like online, we see so much like corruption and bad stuff coming from like those in power in our government and stuff like that, where it's like we don't even trust the people who have entire power over us. Also, when it comes to like talking about our issues with the older generation, even in my older videos, like the comments, the video talks about like talks about how like wages don't keep up with cost of living, then the older people are gonna comment, it's because you guys buy that $10 Starbucks and you guys buy avocado toast. Like that's not like yeah, it's a bad spending habit, but that's just like disregarding all the actual issues that are occurring when like, but you know what I'm saying? It's like they're so they're so dismissive about our issues. It's like because they didn't go through these hardships, it doesn't exist to them. You know what I mean? But let's get into this next video. It's shorter this time.
What's the point of planning a future when everything is falling apart? I'm 20 and a junior in college studying psychology, but I'm not sure how committed I am to finishing my degree anymore. Because I look around and see systems collapsing. How do you plan for a life of uncertainty? And I know I'm not the only person in Gen Z thinking this. Inflation has ruined the future I thought would exist. I know I'll never own property, especially with the administration blowing up the economy, and knowing AI could potentially wipe out a huge percentage of the job market, or the AI bubble pops, which crashes the US dollar. The stability I grew up with is gone. Spending my 20s finishing school and working to survive seems wasteful. The wealthy have control of almost everything. Technology is advancing dangerously fast. The consequences of climate change are already here. I'm from Houston, Texas, which will be uninhabitable in the next 20 years. Nuclear war could happen at any time. And now the world order is the most unstable it's been in my lifetime. How can I ethically plan to have kids, knowing that every year the world only gets worse? All I want is to enjoy my life while I can.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like that's basically the same boat I'm in, you know what I mean? It's like, back then you would work and then you could buy a house, you could retire soon, yada yada. But then and then that's sacrifice, right? You're sacrificing time and hard work so you can get, family, support your family, you can like have a house, have like own things, you know what I mean? But now it's like even if you go to college, even if you work, even if yada yada yada, there's no guarantee and it's not likely that you will own anything or have that American dream that has always been pushed down on us, you know what I mean? And with global warming coming up, right? It's like, you know, the world's getting bad and government being bad, you know what I'm saying? Like all the above, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, if you guys been on TikTok, bro, you guys see all the stuff about everything, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's very hard to be not like aware of what's going on right now, you know what I mean? It's just not good at all, especially for our generation. And it's like all the other generations are gonna hate on our generation because the stigmas they've already created around us like in their heads. So and they're not very like open-minded about changing their minds or nothing like that. So yeah, but let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you guys disagree with me, if you guys agree with me, I don't know, just comment it down below. I'll respond to you. If you guys enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Peace out. Have a good day.